So it will be requested to be increased by, right now it's like 700 units.
Okay. The reason why I asked, because on the west side, you mentioned that there was a reduction, because you didn't go for all of the homeless density. Just to clarify about where we were at on that. So it sounds like you've reduced the ERUs on the west side. No.
That was the marina.
No, it was the marina.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the marina's target density right now, when and if we get the tailings area approved to build upon, there's a possibility we'll ask for water density back in the marina area. Okay, there's none. And, you know, with the traffic study and all that, and I heard your schedule for December 7th and December 14th. Obviously, we'd like to see if we get a public hearing this year, if that's possible. Any other?
Any questions, council?
Back on that one drawing at the north parcel.
Yeah.
All them blue areas, sections.
Oh, their detention bases?
Detention.
Yeah.
What is the county's role or responsibility when it comes to the tailings? Is that all EPA and state?
We really don't have a role in that process other than the state has at one point asked us to make sure that it got taken care of before things were developed. That's all been worked out. And so we really don't have a jurisdictional responsibility. And that's why that is actually one of the reasons we asked them to remove that from this plan until they get, if they're going to propose development on there, get the state to sign off on it, and we're out of that liability.
We would have liability to allow them to go on that at this point.
Well,
Like if we approve
that
it
would be
now,
my
is
opinion.
that what you're saying? Before the state gives the go-ahead, if we approve it now, we'd have liability?
That would be my opinion. They may disagree, but I think that.
Doug, this was a great presentation to update us on what's happening. What's the schedule going forward? When will we see different parts of this, or where's it at in the
I
process?
think that's up to you, depending on how holidays play out and the laws are budget. I didn't advertise it for any date. There's a lot of things that should play.
Did I hear you say that it had been continued from the JSPA Planning Commission, or it got passed with recommendation of approval?
The master plans got recommended to this body, and the transportation plan got continued.
So we probably ought to wait till that's finished before we, or should they be handled together? I would assume, isn't that what you were saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, the only thing is, you know, even if one starts building immediately, it's not effective for years, a couple of years at least. It will be much worse than it is now if it's like that. So I don't see that. We'll see what happens simultaneous.
At the same time, you're granting a density approval. So master plan grants density and bonus density if asked. So if you don't feel comfortable about how the traffic's going to work, then your problem.
What do you think? I think we'd like to see the traffic.
Well, we'd have to know that before we want to, what condition based on transportation traffic.
I think with what Ryan, with what Hale's engineering is proposing, I think we've got the means to be able to address it, but you need to feel comfortable about it. I don't know, it just depends on when the master plan is. We haven't scheduled a JSPA planning commission meeting to review the traffic analysis.
You haven't?
Have not. That would be in December.
So are we pressed with this work to throw this into a January meeting? We've probably got to come up in December. What does that do to you, Jack? You wanted to approve yesterday, I know.
Well, yeah, no one approved yesterday. We were hoping before the end of the year.
What's the state telling you on the table?
It's complicated. It's,
Okay.
sure.
We received a letter, mine
Bob
was
Theobald.
we've received, as the county has a number of letters from Palmer County, the Attorney General, handling the environmental aspects. We had one back in June, I believe it was, and we had one the 7th of this month. And my interpretation of what the state said was, yes, you can build on the tailings, you've shown us the environmental constraints and what you have to do in terms of footage and this and that. And it's being done all over the place. In Utah, it's been done before. This doesn't present a particular problem. I think what the big hang-up is now is the state and the county and Mayflower and the engineers and attorneys and never sat in the same room together to discuss who has liability on this and why you don't. And I think that is a really important step to take next, and we hope to do that. So there's been some confusion. The state does not disagree that you can build on the tailings if proper measures are taken. We would not even think about building the residential on the tailings because it's probably not marketable, number one, even though you could. So we're looking at some commercial parking lots and ball fields. That's what we're proposing on the tailings. But to settle back and go through the process with the county and the state.
That section will be approved at another time.
I'm sorry?
Taking that one out of this approval, so that'll be approved.
Taking that out and come back in for the revised master plan at the appropriate time.
Okay.
One more thing on the traffic.
Yeah, what was put before the planning commission yesterday really only dealt with road cross sections for an arterial and collector road, number of lanes, capacity.
On the transportation portion.
Right, that's what they were looking to send up to you. And we had some questions about it, we wanted to look at it a bit more. I think that's why it got continued. It really, I think that was the only thing that was for consideration. Am I wrong, Doug?
Yeah, it would be to put those cross sections in the J-spot code, so like that, parkway cross section, which has the 5-lane cross section.
I mean, that'll certainly be there before we get, another month down the road.
I think we need much more than just a cross section. We need a complete traffic plan of what how it's going to work.
Well, that's what's been done to generate those cross sections. If you haven't seen that, it sounds like you're not comfortable.
One thing to Steve's comment though, this is years ago, we had a study came out, so it was developed similar to that and along that way. And they gave us traffic numbers and they were quite low. The fact is they weren't moving. So they only had 50 cars, but they didn't move for half an hour. I think until we see the whole thing where you're going to go to mitigate all that, it has nothing to do with we don't have anything to measure it with. So I'm just getting, I'd love to have the hearing as soon as we see it, we better see it before we get to the car game.
Council, do you want me to work with Doug to schedule this, or we wait and schedule it all together with the traffic study? What's your preference?
Probably do it all together.
Came to us from the planning commission's recommendation to approve that right
For this part,
for this part.
without, but they continue the traffic portion. So say they'll hear that in December, huh? So we'd be ready to look at it with that together, I guess, in January.
The development agreement now, right? We'll be ready in December.
Well, it depends on, I assume they will forward it in December. They'll meet on it in December, forward it to you.
Now, this require a public hearing at our level? Have you had the public hearing?
There's no planning commission, but I don't know that they close the public hearing portion, and I suspect when it goes in December, they'll be.
So then when we hear it, it would have to have a public hearing, it would be on the 6 o'clock.
It's a third one.
Yeah. Council?
And
And we typically have a second time from that.
Typically, we'll do a master plan is a review at a 30,000 foot level, and then a preliminary review at further. So in master plan, we typically do a traffic analysis to see if what they're proposing can be handled and if there needs to be improvements done. So that's kind of where we're at. Ryan Hales has done his traffic analysis. He has set a build out that interchange is going to fail. So we've talked to UDOT about a frontage road one-way system or a SCUI intersection, single point intersection. Obviously, that's way down the road. That build out probably 30 years, but those are things we need to plan for. If we need additional right-of-way for the SCUI, if we need additional right-of-way for 5-lane roads, we need to know that. And that's where Jack Johnson Group is taking. They're concerned about some of those right-of-way widths. Obviously, if we're going to come in at preliminary and say you have to dedicate a 100-foot road section, but we may never need that, that's a concern to them. And so that's why it was continued. Part of the reason it's continued, and so it'll come in December, I suspect, for the planning commission review. We'll refine those cross sections. We'll come to you. Don't know when, but if you want to see it together with the master plan, I don't think that's a bad idea.
I think we only get one opportunity.
Now, this is big enough, we want to make sure we've got money.
So the consensus, we look once that in and see what the JSPA planning does with it in December. And then if there's things to move forward, then we can add it, we can look at it in December. Okay.
And that December meeting with the JSPA was contingent upon the applicant reviewing the data and having what we discussed with a third-party traffic consultant review that and get back with Dale's engineering. So there's other things that would influence the timing of the December meeting.
Okay.
May I make one quick comment? I've asked a few of the councilmen for the traffic study, if the public hearing could be held where we live, up on the Jordanelle, could be held at the fire station. I've offered the Stillwater Lodge, but I haven't had any takers on that. But we're the ones left to live with it.
We can keep that, we can look at that. Okay, any others on this, any other comments? Thanks, Jack. Having to jump